Hello and welcome back to another episode of White Album 2. We are currently playing through CODA. So, Setsuna is still trying really hard to get Haruki back. She hasn't really accepted that she got dumped yet, and now here she is talking to Tomo, so let's continue from here.
久しぶりって誕生日パーティー以来か。探したよ。トモ、どうして？昨日からずっと携帯見てないから、さっき家にかけたんだ。お弁当作って北原さんのところに出かけたって。そうだよ。春樹くんのところに行くんだ。だからごめん。今日はちょっと。じゃあ、なんでこんなところにいるの？北原さんのマンション、すぐそこじゃない。それは。何があったの？何って。それ、北原さんへのお弁当だよね。どうしてここで開けてるの？北原さん、いなかったの？来客中だったとか。それじゃあ、行かなかった。マンションに入ろうとしたところで、足が動かなくなっちゃった。どうして？正直に話して。私、刹那の味方だから。
I'm glad Tomo's being there for her and saying that. I mean, if you've seen my other playthroughs, you know I'm not Tomo's biggest fan, but having her be here for Setsuna now, I'm really thankful for.
この間私、言ったよね。彼がトーマ・カズサと会ってるかもしれないって。まさかとは思うけど、刹那、昨日彼と。おかしいの。何が？このお弁当、味見してみたら、まずいの。お弁当？食べられないくらい、ひどいの。こんな料理を、私が作ったの。
And Setsuna's mom knew, like, she had that feeling, and that's why she didn't let Takahiro-kun eat it, because she knows that something's up. And when your brain is so clouded and you're trying to cook at the same time, there's a good chance you're gonna make a mess of it.
刹那、何なのこれ。どうやって作ったのか全然覚えてない。私、どうしちゃったの？ちょっと、しっかりしてよ。何言ってるのよ、あなた。私、刹那、
This poor girl. It's finally sinking in.
それじゃあ本当によろしいんですね。次回の更新はしないということで。
ええ。
今の契約期限が3月までですから、来月末には引き払っていただくことになりますが。
十分です。それまでには引き払っておきますから。
海外赴任ですか。どちらへ？
ええ、ヨーロッパ、オーストリアの方へ。
Oh man. Both the memories that I've built up for the past 5 years, as well as the history I've shared with that apartment I've lived in, will no longer exist after a few days. They will all disappear without leaving so much as even a trace. And that's the thing. They had so many memories in that place. They have so much history in this place, and now they're running away from it all because, according to them, and kind of truthfully, the world is against them at this point.
Kitahara!
He's mad.
はい。
It's Monday. After sunset, the tempo at the office went up, and about when the editing department just got even livelier.
北原、お前なんでだよ。
Hamada-san's enraged voice cut through all the bustle.
これからだろ。お前まだ何も返しちゃいないだろ。
すいません。
とにかく会議室まで来い。
はい。
Surprisingly, the news spread around sooner than I'd expected. I'd hoped I could carry on worry-free at work for a little while longer. Oh, he looks sad.
どうしたの？
I love Matsuoka. He's so funny. I wish I could just follow him around for a few days, like give us a little side game of his life.
知るわけないじゃん。
どういうことだよ。
After leading me to the conference room, Hamada-san took a while to calm himself down, finding it difficult to delve into the matter at hand. He takes out a cigarette, despite having long ago promised to quit after being scolded by his wife. Though the moment he remembered that smoking is forbidden in the conference room, he gets even more irritated.
編集長に辞表を出したってどういうことだよ。
As if left with no other choice, he finally cuts to the chase, despite not looking all that eager to do so.
一身上の都合でやめさせていただきます。
Well, it'd be a lot nicer if you told him what those reasons were. He averts his gaze from me just like I'm looking away from him.
聞いた？今の聞こえた？
The three musketeers outside just pressing their ears to the door.
ああ、鈴木の顔見て聞き違いじゃないって分かったよ。
どういうこと？ヘッドハンティング？
ないない。今のところあいつをそこまで評価してるのって風岡さんぐらいだし。
新人だもんね。身内しか知らないよね、彼の仕事ぶりなんて。
っていうか冗談でしょ？だって北原だよ。
松岡。
あの責任感の塊だよ。規則の鬼だよ。なんだよそれ。
理由は？
急に辞めてしまうことになって申し訳ありません。ただ今抱えている仕事は全部終わらせてから。
そんなこと聞いてない。理由だ。
ですから一身上の都合です。
As I expected, what I want to talk about the least is what he wants to hear about the most. Well, obviously, and I don't know how to say what I'm saying. You don't owe your job an explanation. You don't. But at this place, like, they've supported Haruki so closely, they've become people that he's close to. Not giving them a reason is kind of like a slap in the face at that point.
家庭の事情とか。でもお前独身だよな。もしかして親御さんが何か？
親は関係ありません。本当に個人的な事情です。
Well, it doesn't relate to my own parents.
そんな勝手が許されるとでも思ってるのか？それともいつもみたいに社則とか労基表とか盾にでも取るつもりか？
すいません。
If you give notice of your resignation a month in advance, the company has no right to refuse.
お前まだ1年目だろ。これからにも程があるだろ。
But of course, even I know that a written contract isn't everything.
お前らが会社を儲けさせるのに何年かかるか知ってるか？それまでは会社の金使い込んでるって分かってるか？
Okay, but I think Haruki's an exception. He's probably worth about 5 employees, so... I've managed to find and keep many valuable things through this job. The skills I've learned from both seniors and juniors, the connections, and the bonds I've formed.
いくらお前でもまだ会社的には全然赤字なんだぞ。何の恩返しもできてないんだぞ。
分かってます。
It was because I was going to plant my roots here, for the sake of myself, the company, and for society. That's why my superiors, my company, accepted educating me for free.
だったらなんで？お前バイトから這い上がってきたじゃないか。ずっと上向いて頑張ってきたじゃないか。
浜田さん。
最初から他の新人とは違っててさ、なんつうかいい意味で古臭いやつだって。
That beginning was 3 years ago. It was back when I was tasked with simple physical labor such as printing copies, running errands, and fetching papers. But at some point, a certain devilish superior of mine that I specifically requested for decided to force more mentally strenuous tasks upon me.
真面目だけど人とも合わせられるし、理屈っぽいけど自分がサボったり得するためのへりくつは決して言わなかった。
I wish Mari-san was here. If Mari-san was here in place of Hamada-san, I feel like she'd slap some sense into Haruki. A year after that, she got a promotion and left for America. And since the editing department lost an employee, I was officially employed.
たまに一人で突っ走ることもあるけど、決して個人主義ってんじゃなくて、何より仕事と真剣に向き合ってた。
And since then, and up until now, I've been surrounded by a strict, yet somewhat questionable group. And every day's been both a struggle and a joy, not to mention busy.
だから風岡だってお前を特別に可愛がってた。それに俺だってみんなだって、いやデスクや編集長だって。
ありがとうございます。
It's a bit melodramatic, but I liked working here so much, I could imagine investing my entire life into working here.
なのに直属の上司にすら事前に一言もなく辞めるって一体どういうことなんだよ。
And it all ends now.
ふざけんなよ。どうして俺に相談しない？俺はそんなに信頼できない上司だったか？
And that's the thing, because he's not just strictly purely the boss. He's the guy who's been working with Haruki for 3 years, believed in him, supported him, gave him tasks that were way above his level in the company. And so to not even get a reason back, like, that's just so rude.
すいません。
すいませんじゃ済まないよ。なんでだよ北原。
All the skills, connections, and the bonds I've formed, all these things that bring value to life.
でも無理なんです。相談したからってどうにかなる事情じゃないんです。
All of it is undone by a single letter with resignation written on the front.
それでも上司に相談するもんだろう。仕方なくても腹を割って話すもんだろう。お前はそういうことができるやつじゃなかったのか？
申し訳ありません。本当にごめんなさい。
どうなってんだよ。もう勝手にしやがれ。
Hamada-san was completely outraged, and he finally gave up. Because for an entire year, No, for the 3 whole years we've known each other, he already knows how I am.
仕事に戻ります。
He knows that I'm not the kind of exemplary employee who would just let go of his resolve just because he was told to by his superior.
北原、
In a way, I expected this. And from the looks on the faces of my coworkers, it truly set in that this was no longer a place I belonged in.
冗談だよな。
Even though he knew I was awful at making jokes, Matsuoka still asked. I was supposed to have felt truly grateful for Matsuoka's words that were attempting to reaffirm the persona he's known me as up until now, in place of my current self, which he currently rejects. Yet,
お世話になりました。来月いっぱいで俺。
なんだよそれ。なんでお前が先にいなくなるんだよ。どう考えても俺が飛ばされんのが先だろ。
and like honestly, it wouldn't be that big a deal if he was like, hey, I have a job opportunity overseas, I'm leaving the country. People would still be sad and mad and upset. But the fact that he's just like, I'm quitting. And then not telling anybody, his coworkers, his closest coworkers that he's been through so much with, it's wrong. It's truly, truly wrong. It doesn't have to be this way either. He's like, oh, woe is me and Kazusa, we gotta abandon everything, we're gonna choose the worst possible thing. No, you are actively choosing to make this the worst possible situation it could be. And it frustrates me to no end.
まっちゃん。
The Hojo Graph team will never go back to what it once was. Not while I'm around, at least. Because you want to be punished. You don't want to go out the right way. You want to be punished. You want people to hate you. It's not healthy. As the night grew late, and the hotel cafe became deserted with the exception of us two, we sit in greater silence than usual.
北くん。いえ、北原くん。
はい。
Because for a while, Yoko-san had been staring at the ceiling in silence.
あなた、本当にそれでいいの？あの子のために何もかも捨ててしまって。
今は俺の話じゃなくて、陽子さんのことです。帰ってくれませんか？俺たちと上総と一緒にウィーンに。
I told her everything about all the things I had done the past few days, without hiding a single thing.
とうとうやっちゃったのね。あの子受け入れてしまったんだ。自分のブレーキ壊してまで。
すいません。何の相談もせずに。
すいませんはこっちのセリフ。あなたが実は危険な子だって気づいた時に無理にでも止めておくべきだった。
反対なんですか？陽子さんはその俺と上総が。
反対なんてできない。できるわけない。娘が生まれてから今までで一番の幸せに浸ってるのに。
いや、それほどのことじゃ。
I mean, she is, though. You can't deny it.
けれど、最悪ね。あの子の望んだ結果だけど、私の望んだ結末とは違う。
With a very difficult look on her face, Yoko-san voices her opposition to my actions with those severe words. Just like all the people I betrayed.
あなたに大切な人がいなければ、こうなってくれればいいと思ってた。
However, I do have people I consider precious, from the bottom of my heart. But that's the thing, you're choosing to leave everybody in the worst possible way. Yes, choosing this is gonna lose you Setsuna and Takeya and Io and Tomo. That's it though. You don't have to abandon absolutely everything and your home country and everything that comes along with it. You're choosing that.
カズサがあなたを卒業できればこんなことにはならなかった。
However, Kazusa's feelings are too pure, too strong.
何より私が病に倒れなければあなたを巻き込まずに済んだ。
However, Yoko-san,
結論全部私の病気のせい。
don't blame yourself. Don't blame your illness. This is honestly just how life works. As expected of Yoko-san, she is able to summarize the current situation.
一つずつ歯車が狂った。どんどん皆が望む方向からずれていって、何もかもが壊れていくのを止められなかった。
That includes herself. There is no one in the wrong. But the fault lies in the situation, and the turn of events that led to it, or perhaps some childish idea that society is ultimately to blame. A point of view that is almost the complete opposite of mine. A difference in opinion that could make one wonder who is the more mature one.
結果的にあなたの人生を私の娘が壊してしまった。
Ouch. That is a statement. Since, no matter how you look at it, I truly do believe that everything is my fault.
私が直接壊したなら天罰も地獄行きも覚悟してる。けれど我が娘が地獄に落ちるのは見るに忍びない。
Everything was my decision, my responsibility. On top of that, I truly do believe that I've made the best possible decision.
だからごめんなさい。
That's why I have no right to be apologized to.
結局あなたもカズサも日本にいられなくなってしまった。
別に逃げるわけじゃありません。二人で相談して決めたことです。
二人で相談したから逃げてないってのは全然説明になってないしついでに嘘よね。
She's right on the money there. Her tendency to guess what I'm thinking, despite the complete discrepancy in our perceptions, has always been something I've been weak to.
陽子さん、カズさんにはやっぱりあなたが必要なんです。
That's why I forcibly changed the topic.
あなたのケアについては俺が絶対に何とかします。日本じゃなくても、日本以上にあなたに不自由はさせません。
No, the one who diverted the conversation in the first place was Yoko-san. I am merely steering it back in the right direction. The reason I came to see her was to get an answer from her in regards to Kazusa.
だから一緒に来てもらえませんか。カズさんのこと一緒に守ってもらえませんか。
北原くん。
Of course, with the goal of getting her to agree. I mean, ideally, yes, but even if she comes with you, you guys are still running away.
あいつが辛い思いをしないように、これからもあいつを導いて。
どこまでお人よしなのよ。いいえ、どこまで人が悪いのよ、あなたは。
Two sides of the same coin.
これから本当の意味で辛い目に遭うのはカズサじゃなくてあなたなのよ。
But as I try to rush a solution from her, Yoko-san keeps stopping me in my tracks. Do I look that helpless right now?
カズサは周囲にどう思われるかはさておき、本人の中では最高に幸せに生きていける。だって最愛の男に守ってもらえるんだもの。けれどあなたは誰も守ってなんかくれない。だって
カズサにそんな普通の力なんてないもの。
陽子さん。
あの子はこれからもあなたが一生懸命頑張ってる横で寄り添ってるか気ままにピアノを弾いてるくらいしかできない。
そんなこと最初から分かってます。
あなたにはこれから地獄が待ってるかもしれない。
Yoko-san is telling me things that no longer hold sway over me with the way things have turned out. The undeniable truth.
カズサを守るって使命を抱えたまま言葉も通じない何もかもが初めての場所で一人で生きていくよりも過酷な人生を歩いていく。
An ant works restlessly in preparation for the winter, while the grasshopper sings with grace and spends its days having fun. That's why only the ant will survive the winter, or so the fable goes.
しかも絶対に立ち止まるわけにはいかない。何しろあなたが倒れるってことは共倒れと同じ意味だから。
But you know what would have been sustainable? Haruki staying at Kaiousha, and then working his regular job. Kazusa stays at home. That would have been fine, but now they're gonna go off to a new country, and that's where it gets so difficult. And outside the world of fables, in the real world, the grasshopper will revel in the enjoyment of playing the piano, while the ant will do everything it can to fill a stash of food to last the winter. And from now on, it will have to provide for the grasshopper as well. All while having to abandon its own nest, and alienating itself from all the other ants.
何もかも違う環境でそんな大きなプレッシャーを抱えていくらあなたでもしっかり生きていけるかは。
俺はカズサさえいれば大丈夫ですよ。
あなた、
あいつに守ってもらおうなんて思ってません。これからも自分の人生は自分で切り開きます。
That may be simply an attempt for me to put up a front before Yoko-san.
ちゃんと現地で仕事を探して言葉も勉強して2人いや3人だって抱えてみせます。
Oh, it's cute calling yourself a trio now. Even though I've been adamant about this since the beginning, she has diverted the thread of the conversation to the bitter end. This is my tiny form of revenge for that.
あいつがそばにいればそれができるんです。それこそあいつは隣で気ままにピアノを弾いていればいい。
However, there wasn't the slightest hint of a joke in what I said then.
そして俺はカズサを守るためならあなたの力にだってなってみせます。
It's truly an arrogant thing to say to someone who makes probably 100 times the amount I make, and how many decades more experience than me. But it's still cute and it's still appreciated, I'm sure. But I was completely serious about taking responsibility for her life. It's because it's a way that I can make Kazusa even happier.
だから一緒に来てください。あいつを世界一幸せなキリギリスにしてやってください。
The elated grasshopper will survive the winter with a smile, with the ant by its side. Yoko-san looks me straight in the eyes once again. I notice a slightly exhausted smile spread across her face. Not knowing if she's finally given up on trying to dissuade me, or if she's just tired of my stubbornness.
北原くん、
はい。
And with the same soft expression,
ごめんなさい。もう決めたことなの。
she finally said it. The answer she had avoided giving all this time. Can't be helped.
そっか、やっぱりか。
I mean, she's older, she's retiring, she's very ill, and she wants to stay in the country she was born and raised in, so can't really blame her for that. Not wanting to uproot her life and just be around her daughter. I don't blame Yoko-san at all for this. I know I give her a lot of crap for leaving Kazusa back then, but now, in this situation, not going with Kazusa, she's an adult. It makes sense. So on that note, we will stop there for now. So thank you so much for being here with me on this chapter of CODA, and I'll be back with the next part shortly. Until then, hope you take care. See you!